Newswatch 7 is sponsored in part by the Mutual of Omaha Company.
And now, sex and health and how to avoid the trap of sexually transmitted diseases.
12 million Americans will contract an STD this year, often leading to cases of infertility. Health Watch 7 reporter Margaret Booman and KETV Dr. Ed Dominguez are on a problem that continues to grow.
I was first diagnosed with constant yeast infections.
That was 7 years ago. Today, Kay lives with the knowledge she has an STD called the human papillomavirus, also known as HPV or genital warts.
It's very hard for you to remember that it's a medical condition.
And not what?
And not a psychological.
A lot of people label people with STDs as, sexual deviants. That's just not the case.
Both Brian and Kay belong to an HPV support group.
And I came because I wanted to deal with the emotional side.
Brian is a young college student. He's in the prime of his life, a time when most college students sow their wild oats, so to speak. But since he found out he has an STD, he, like Kay, has purposely held back from pursuing intimate relationships.
Feeling of guilt that I think that I would have from passing the STD on to someone else is too much for my conscience to handle.
And that's not uncommon. Most people infected with STDs are emotionally devastated.
And these are just very simple little swabs that are placed into little tubes.
Despite the advances we've made in treating STDs, they continue to grow at a very alarming rate, often because those who are infected don't treat it properly, or they get reinfected by continuing to practice risky behavior.
So, Dr. Dominguez, if you have an STD and you have it adequately treated, what's the chance of it coming back?
Well, that's going to depend, Margaret, on whether the patient has an STD that's due to a bacteria or due to a virus.
Antibiotics cure bacterial infections like gonorrhea and syphilis, but the medication must be taken properly to kill the bug. The only way you can get a bacterial STD again is if you're reinfected by an untreated partner.
A virus, on the other hand, may actually reactivate by itself. Herpes viruses and human papillomaviruses may actually come back in over 50% of the cases.
And that's why it's important for those infected to let each subsequent partner know about the STD. For Newswatch 7 at 10, I'm Margaret Booman.
And I'm Dr. Ed Dominguez.
Still ahead tonight, Bill Ranby's